Hey guys, welcome to my channel. As you can see the thumbnail, what if Issei trained by Sirzechs Lucifer part 1. Before I start, please do support for more awesome content and subscribe to my channel and also watch another stories. Let's start the video. Issei Hudo was 5 when he found the secret of his birth. He was 5 when his parents were taken from him by the fallen angel Rias. He was 5 when Sirzechs Lucifer took him in as his apprentice. Issei Hudo was 5 when he became the Red Dragon Hunter. For young Issei, life was fun and normal for a 5-year-old, however his parents kept a big secret from him. He found out in the worst way possible. It was late at night when he was awoken by a nightmare and an explosion. Seeking the protection of his parents, Issei went to their room. He knocked but got no answer, so he knocked again, only louder. He again got no answer. Issei was getting sadder and more scared the longer he was stuck in the dark corridor of house. Pushing through his fear, Issei decided to enter his parents' room. Upon entry he found it was empty. He then heard a sound from downstairs and decided to see if it was family having a late night snack. The lower down the stair he got, the more scared he became. He felt something dangerous down there but decided to keep moving. As soon as he got down the stair, Issei was left with destruction everywhere. The walls were missing, the furniture was destroyed, all was left was rubble. His mother laid dead on the floor near where the kitchen was, she was left lying in a pool of blood around her, growing bigger as the seconds passed. Even at a young age Issei knew this was bad. He didn't know she was dead, but he knew she was hurt. Issei wanted to go to his mother and give a plaster like she would when he was hurt, but he could move. Something was stopping him. That thing was his father, magic. Issei dad stood beaten and battered but still standing, devil wings spread and his hand pointing to Issei, making a barrier between him and the conflict. Issei saw a dark-haired girl with black walk over to him with a glowing spear in her hands. Are you ready to die, you devil filth? Any last words before I kill you and stop your son from discovering who he truly is? Issei's father spat at the girl and spoke. Shut up, you bitch. My son will be stronger than any of his ancestors. He will hunt you and destroy you. My lord has promised it. He then stopped talking and started chanting. I lord, insert name here, smiley face, release the power holding back my son and offer his service to you, my demon king Sirzechs. I chose you to train him and make sure he is ready. Please hear my call, you owe me, damn it. Issei's father finished his long chant and then Rias stabbed him. You demon king won't be saving you or your son today, demon filth. Suddenly a flash of red blinded everything and from it came a large, strong, red-haired man with battle armor on. Came out soon over the body of a dead devil. Issei father, I am Sirzechs Lucifer, king of the devils. You have killed one of high council and now I will make you pay. I place a bounty on your head. No, from this day forth you will be hunted by Issei until you take your last breath. Now leave or else. Rias, not wanting to face the wrath of Sirzechs, left the battle laughing and asking how a 6-year-old hybrid boy could hunt her, but little did she know. It was then that Sirzechs took Issei in. He trained him for 2 years. He told him everything about hybrids, devil, angels, fallen angels, and of course about the dragon kings and emperors. It wasn't until Sirzechs' sister Ray was ready for training that Sirzechs asked Issei, the current governor-general of the fallen angels, to retire to train the boy to be bounty hunter for the pair of them. Issei agreed and trained boy for another 5 years, stepping down to become Sirzechs' advisor on all thing fallen angel. Issei, at the end of his training, Issei breathed heavily. He had been fighting the damned fallen angel lord for about 2 hours now and still couldn't lay a finger on them. The other target that Issei had given him so fair we a lot easier than this. Thankfully this was training so he couldn't die as easily. The fallen angel lord sent another blast to Issei. Issei dodged it and then tried to find a way to defeat the bastard. Drake, any ideas? Issei asked as another blast hit him. Boost, no sorry partner, I don't just keep dodging, Diedrich said with little encouragement. Another blast hit Issei and he fell to his knees. The only way you're going to defeat me, boy, and pass the test is if you use your balance break, so come on, do it. The fallen angel mocked. Issei just smirked. Why thank you sir, Issei spoke as he waited for Drake to enhance him. Boost, scale mail ready, Drake informed Issei. Activate balance breaker, red dragon scale mail, type 1. Issei yelled as his body was consumed in a red light. Once the light vanished, Issei was left with his armor. It was lightweight and offered little protection, however it allowed Issei to be faster. His attacks didn't get any stronger, so Issei had learned to use his speed to dish out fast light attacks to win the fight. Issei then yelled the name of his armor type, Angel Hunter. The fallen angel lord was scared now. Issei didn't tell me about this. Seeing the fallen angel's fear, Issei attacked. Using his speed, Issei closed the distance, but when he got close, Issei disappeared only to reappear behind the fallen angel. Issei sent single punch to the fallen angel's back before moving again with great speed to the front. He then kicked the fallen angel's legs and made him fall. This is over, was all Issei said before sending his elbow with great speed to the back of the fallen angel's head, knocking him out. As soon as the fight was over, Issei heard clapping from the sidelines. It was Issei. Well done Issei, you just need to work on getting your gear to boost faster. But here I got another name from Sirzechs. Issei handed Issei a piece of paper. Your next target is a fallen angel and stray devil known as Celestia. Her hunting grounds are in the old shipping house by the docks. After Issei read the piece of paper, he said bye to Issei and left the underworld. Once Issei returned to his home, which Sirzechs built for him, expected to Issei plan 1 year ago for his 15th birthday, Issei was overjoyed not to have to live with Issei anymore. His snores made the house shake. The house had 4 rooms downstairs and 3 rooms upstairs. Downstairs was a training and workout room which was equipped with all the latest gym equipment and a section for sword practice and a shower. The next rooms were a living room with 4 two-man sofas as well as 3 one-man chairs, a bookshelf with human books and a secret compartment with devil history books and techniques inside of it. The living room also had a 40-inch Samsung TV. The next room was a kitchen with every you would need. There was a small office that had a dining table that could fit 10 people on it. However, Issei tended to eat in the living room watching Netflix. The final downstairs room was spare bedroom that had a wardrobe, a queen-sized bed and an ensuite. The walls were painted white and the floor was wooden just like rest of the house. Most of the other bedroom were like this. The upstairs had a normal bathroom and 3 bedrooms, 2 of which were the same as downstairs and the other was Issei's. Issei had a king-sized bed and had red painted wall as well as an ensuite. There was a bookshelf full of games and a 32-inch TV with a Xbox One attached to it. There was also a secret portal to the underworld that Issei only had access to when he spoke the password. Issei finished touring the house making sure he had no intruders. Once he done this, Issei started to make himself some food. As he was the Red Dragon Emperor, he would eat 3x the amount a normal human would eat. Issei plated his food, which was a pleasant roast lamb breast. Yes, the whole breast, with minted new potatoes and seasonal veg. Issei carried his large plate of food to the living room and turned on the TV. He was about to start to eat when he heard his doorbell ring. Issei got up and walked to the door. Once he got there and opened it, he was met with the girl he had only seen photos of in Sirzechs' office when he handing in a contract. Before him stood Rias Gremory, sister of Sirzechs Lucifer and more commonly known as the Ruined Princess. Hello, I'm Rias Gremory, your new housemate. Done. Slow start might be a bit shit, but I hope one of you awesome people can help me edit this and give me a hand as I don't have a lot of time to go back and edit small mistakes. Sorry. Also please help me with a name for Issei father. Issei fished, giving Rias the tour of the house before he stopped outside the spare room opposite his room. And this is your room. My room is across the hall if you need anything. Thank you. I didn't get your name, Ray said as he opened her door. It's Issei, just call me Issei, Issei said, not wanting to tell her his last name in case she either remembered who he was or that he was high-class devil in hiding. Okay Issei, thank you, I'm just going to relax now, Ray said as she entered her room. Ray POV. I entered my room and took a breath, calming my nerves. The power I felt coming off Issei was more than I had ever felt. His potential as a devil seemed great and next to invincible. I could put my finger on it, but something about him reminded me of someone. I decided it would be best if I pushed the through from my head and inspect the room I had been given. The room itself was fairly dull, white walls, wooden floors and white covers on the bed. The most color in room came from the cream curtains on the window. I had everything I needed standard, but I kind of wanted to decorate a little bit. Sighing, I decided it would be best to ask Issei if I could decorate my room when I next saw him, so I didn't cause any unwanted problems. Normal POV. Ray unpacked her things into the places she wanted them to go and then laid on her bed. She found it was very comfortable. It had been a long day and the temptation of sleep was too much. Sleep overtook her. She didn't realize she was still wearing clothes. 1 week later, Issei was in the training room preparing for the night ahead. He had decided to go hunting for Celestia tonight, and this was a pattern he entered every time he was going hunting. He would train and make sure this body was ready for action, loosening every joint and making sure all his attacks hit with strength and speed. Issei was halfway through his exercise when Ray entered the room. Hey Issei, do you mind if I use the gym? Issei simply nodded and went back to training. Issei was so focused on his movements that he didn't see Ray staring at him. He was topless after all. His well-toned abs and muscles were on display, and it was quite the show for any girl who got the chance to see it. Some of the girls from school had tried to sell pictures of him topless. It was successful until Issei found out and took all the money they made for compensation of using picture of him without permission. After about an hour, Issei decided enough was enough. He took a sip of his drink and wiped the sweat from his brow. Issei looked over to the gym area in the training room and was going to ask Rias if she wanted anything to eat when he found himself staring at her. Ray was on the treadmill and was wearing a very tight tank top and very short shorts. As she ran, the boobs bounced and the sweat made her face shine. She really was a thing of beauty no matter what she was doing. Issei was lost in his head and was just staring when he managed to snap himself out of it and told him off. She's Sirzechs' little sister Issei, you know, even as a high-ranking devil you can't go there. Snap out of it. Focus on the job at hand. Issei decided it would be best to just leave. Nightfall. Issei put on his black leather jacket. He was wearing a red t-shirt, loose Jensen and so running shoes. It allowed him to move quickly and dodge out the way before whilst he charged up his armor. Issei tested the fitness of his shoes, making sure they fit probably and had no hole in them. Seeing they were all good, he stood up. He walked to the door of his room and left. This was where he was face to face with Rias, who was wearing a crimson t-shirt and white blazer as well as a skirt that went to her tights. She was also wearing some red-black canvas shoes. Issei POV. Hey Issei, where are you going at this time? Ray asked me innocently. Shit, was all I thought. I need to think of something fast. I'm going to meet some friends for a late night dinner. You know how it is. No, I don't, to be honest, Ray said in a matter-of-fact tone. She then looked to floor in shame when she realized how rude she might have sounded. Yeah, well, say, where are you off to now that I think about it? I asked. I'm off to a club meeting. You mean the occult research club, right? What secrets are to be found at this time? And thinking about it, why tonight doesn't school start back in like 2 months or something? I asked. Yeah, well, we're a very dedicated club and who know there's lots of secret out there, Ray said, clearing being stuck in the same quick thinking situation as me. Okay, well, you got a key. I'm going now, so lock the door when you leave, okay? I told her before walking away. All I heard was her saying okay before I headed down the stairs and out the door. Docks. I walked the docks, walking in the shadows. I knew Ray would probably be hunting something similar to me, so I couldn't take the "have been caught."
As I arrived at the docks, I began to hear talking. Once there, I saw Ray and some people I didn't know talking to what must have been Celestia.
I remained in the shadows but activated my boosted gear. Boost, what are we going to do, partner? Diedrich chose to speak to me in my head instead of using his loud voice that would get us caught if he spoke publicly, although we both preferred to speak publicly. I moved closer, entering a nearby lane. Here he could hear Ray conversation. Celestia being astray, abandoning your master, Rias, Gremory and my servants must take you down as punishment, Rias told Celestia as she began to give out orders. Bring it, Hunter, come and get some, Celestia said at a calm tone before blocking every attack that was thrown at her. Boost, do you think she know we're here? Diedrich said as he boosted my power. Not much longer now, I thought. You know as well as I do who Hunter is. Yeah, let's hope Ray and her pieces can keep fighting until we're ready. Don't worry, I'll do the talking, Diedrich told me, reading my mind. Boost, Angel Hunter ready. Stop reading my mind, Diedrich, but it looks like we're ready. Let's go. This, Issei said as he began to leave the shadows and a red glow consumed him. Normal POV, scale male, type 1, Angel Hunter, Diedrich yelled, making their presences known. Who are you? Ray asked. The one who going to save you ass, Diedrich told them. Celestia, by order of the Demon King, Lord of the Underworld Sirzechs, I sentence you to death. Try it, Hunter, Celestia asked as she began to shriek. Ray and company were sent flying. Issei was however left standing. Is that all you got? Diedrich asked her before charging forward. Dragon charge. Diedrich yelled the attack and Issei's hand began to glow red before lighting on fire. Issei's speed and fiery hand made a power attack which hit Celestia straight in the face, sending her flying into a nearby wall. Celestia pulled herself out the hole she had made and flew fast to Issei. Claws extended, aimed her Issei's eyes. Let's see how well you fight when you blind. Issei caught her hand. Not so fast, Diedrich said cockily. Issei then threw Celestia over toward Rias without thinking. He realized what he had done when Rias cried out in pain. Celestia had managed to catch her leg as she landed. The cut was deep but not fatal, it would heal in time. Issei walked over to Celestia and picked her up by her head. He then slammed it into the floor. Sorry, Rias didn't look where I was throwing this piece of shit, Diedrich said as Issei put a foot in between Celestia's wings and grabbed hold of the wings themselves. He then began to pull. Slowly the wings began to rip from Celestia's back. This caused a great amount of pain for the fallen angel. Please stop, just kill me. Rias' eyes widened as Issei did this. She watched with a look of shock and confusion. She looked away, but it was only so she could see if her friends were okay. She found they were unconscious. She then looked back to Issei, his eyes bright emeralds. They looked like they could see inside your very soul and could bring fear to the one they targeted at. Issei had no wings and to Rias it looked like he was ripping off Celestia's for his own use. The angel was still screaming in pain and it only got louder as the wings came off. A geyser of black blood was what replaced, then spoke. Celestia, you have suffered for your crimes and now you must pay for them. One life for many. Issei then sent his heavy foot into Celestia, who was now exuded from the torture she just had to face. The impact of Issei's foot to the back of Celestia's head caused it to crush. Her body went limp and turned to ashes. Rias tried to find the strength to stand but failed. Issei then moved to help her. This is my fault, Ray, sorry. It's okay, but who are you? A friend. Now sit here and wait for your friends to wake up, Diedrich said for Issei before he walked away back into the shadows. Issei home. Issei ran home after leaving Rias. Thankfully he got there first. He ran up to his room and locked it. With the little time he had before Ray got home, Issei opened a secret compartment that was under his mattress. Issei placed the wings he took inside and closed the compartment before he headed downstairs. As he got there he heard a knock at the door. He opened it to find Ray with her right arm round a blonde-haired man and a black-haired woman. Ray, are you okay? Issei asked, trying to act. What happened? The blonde boy answered. We were messing around after the meeting and Rias slipped and cut her ankle. Oh God, how bad is it? Come in. Issei then led the trio to the living room. Put her on the sofa over there. Issei was pointing to one of the one-man sofas he had. He pulled a lever on the side and a footrest came up. Issei put the leg on the rest and Ray sat back in the chair. Kiba, Akeno, I find really. Issei, you two don't worry, just leave me be. Issei shook his head. Nope, not going to happen. Issei then looked over to Kiba and Akeno. I'm sorry guys, but you gotta go. It's late and after I've done this I'm going to bed. I'll help her to her room first, don't worry, but please can you go? Feel free to come tomorrow to see how she doing, but yeah. We understand, Kiba said. Yeah, see you tomorrow, have fun, Akeno said with smirk as Issei led the pair out the house. Issei returned 5 minutes later with a bandage he had gotten off Sirzechs. Issei began to wrap Ray wounded. There was an awkward silence. Issei thought it was best to break it. What she mean by have fun? I mean that's quite the hole you have in your ankle. Ray sighed. It's just what Akano does when I'm stuck somewhere with a good-looking guy. It's rather annoying to be honest. Issei smirked. You think I good-looking? Issei got the reaction he wanted. Ray's face went bright red and she began to stutter. That's not what I meant. Damn you Akano. Issei just laughed, getting a soft smack in the arm off Rias. Don't laugh at me. Issei stopped laughing but saw Rias smiling. Such a cute smile. Issei shook his head to get rid of the thought. And done. Now come on, I'll help you upstairs. Ray hated the fact she had to be helped but accepted the offer. Issei picked her up bridal style and carried her upstairs. Ray's face went bright red again. The way Issei carried her was just embarrassing. It didn't help how Issei just carried on laughing at her. Issei put Rias in her bed before saying goodnight and leaving the room. He's such a gentleman, kind of cute too, Ray thought to herself as she stripped herself the best she could despite the fact she couldn't stand. She then went to sleep. Issei room. Issei grabbed Celestria's wing and opened the doorway to Sirzechs' office. Sirzechs' office. Issei, how are you? Sirzechs asked in a friendly manner. I'm good, Issei replied. So how was it? Sirzechs asked, talking about the mission he sent Issei on. Well, Issei began before telling Sirzechs everything. I see, thank you for taking care of my sister. Sorry to dump her on you like that, but I thought you could use the company and she needed someone strong enough to protect her. She's strong, don't get me wrong, but she still has a lot to learn. I will, Sirzechs. I promise to protect Ray, and yes, it is nice to be able to talk to someone for a change and not be stuck in a silent house, Issei said, smiling. Yes, well, maybe you could marry her. That's if you can bean Razor and get her to fall for you, Sirzechs said with a smirk. Dude, that's your sister, man. Damn. Anyway, here, Celestria's wings, proof of her death, Issei said as he handed over the wings. Thank you, and here's the bounty. I already have your next target, Rainier. Where is she? Issei asked as his blood began to boil. The name of the fallen angel that killed his parents was told to him. He was finally going to get his chance. No idea, but my contacts tell me a priestess named Asia, no last name, works for her, as a slave mind you. She's arrived in Japan. Find her and I bet you will be shown how to find Rainier. Sirzechs then handed Issei a photo of Asia. Issei bowed and said thank you. Issei then left using the same portal he hand used before. No thank you, Issei, son of insert name here, Sirzechs said as Issei left. Issei entered his bedroom and looked at this bed. Thanks to the power, I won't be going to bed tonight. Despite all the train, Issei still couldn't control his power completely, so every time he overused it his body constantly produced adrenaline, so it seemed he had the caffeine shakes. It also meant his body couldn't relax, so sleep wasn't an option. Issei put the money he earned into the secret compartment under his bed and smiled. I'm starting to run out of room. Would open a bank account if the Fallen couldn't get all his information from it. Issei decided to count it like he always did. It was an ego boost and he wouldn't deny it, however he wouldn't boast about it, just allow him to have those oh yeah moments. Issei finished his counting after about 10 minutes and lots of notes. He found that he had finally reached 156,039,812 yen and 50 sen. Thanks you Sirzechs, pretty much set for life if I spend it wisely. Issei put away the money and burned his notes and then left his room. Issei went down to the kitchen and made himself a Marmite and cheese sandwich. He went from the kitchen living room. He walked over to the bookshelf and went into the devil book section. He got these books from a stash he found that belonged to his father. Issei pulled out 3 books in the middle of the section he had hidden. Once the books were removed, Issei slid his hand into the gap and pressed a button. Once he did so, the bookshelf pushed forward and moved to the left, revealing the entrance to Issei's basement. Haha, this house has almost as many secrets as me. Issei put the books back on the shelf, passed through the opening and pulled a lever that moved the bookshelf into place. Issei walked down the stairs and entered a candle-lit room. One side of the room was another bookshelf and a flag. The flag had the symbol of Issei's father's clan. On the other side was a wall of photos, a shrine to his parents. It had many photos of their life together. There was also a single book in the center of the shrine. It was his mother's diary, how he had learned all about them and how they led their life. Issei's father, although a devil, had never acted for greed. He was always faithful to his mother, and Issei decided to follow in his path, suppressing his perverted mind and refusing to give in to the wants of his devilish genes. Issei always smiled at the fact that Issei's mother always accepted Issei's father, and he was quick to tell her. He had warned him not to cheat. He had one chance and only one, no second chance at all. If he gave in to his wants, then he would lose her. It showed he truly loved her. Issei had decided long ago he was going to be the same, no matter how hard it was going to be. Issei walked over to the bookshelf and pulled a book and began to read aloud. Let's see if it works this time. My name is Issei Hudu, son of Rathiel Hudu. I wish to take my pass as heir to the head of the Hudu devil clan, clan of the dragon. Receive the power of a true blood. Give me the wrath of the dragon. Issei finished reading the first part out loud, but then he felt a pain enter his chest and slow move through his body. I accept the power and use it with responsibility. I will do the duties of a dragon, protect the weak, and defeat the wrong. Issei felt the pain grow more and his power sapping away. I am Issei Hudu. Let devil be crushed and the dragon be realized. Suddenly a black light consumed Issei and he felt his body start to shut down. Issei felt his body begin to change. Fuck, does every devil take this pain as they accept their role in a clan? As soon as Issei said those words, wings shot out of his back. The wings were longer than his arm span, they jet black but had a red glow to them. Issei smiled, being proud of himself. It had been a year and a half of trying and a lot of pain to get to this stage. After a few seconds Issei heard someone clapping. Well, it's about goddamn time. As Excel, Issei stated, yes, well done on taking over the role of the Dragon Clan, at least the Phoenix Clan is rival again, Mr. Immortal. Not if he stay out of my way. I'm not going to hunt Razor unless I have to, Issei said in a matter-of-fact tone. Yep, just like your father, God. Well, here's your reward, given to us by your father when you were born, a choice of 3 familiars, a chimera, a griffin and a phoenix. All the creatures were smaller than their true form and were perfect size for familiars. Well, chimera is cool and all, but the tail is plain weird. The griffin is too calm, the phoenix, it adds insult injury. Issei began to smirk. Why not? I want the phoenix. Good choice, be thankful you go to do this. Normally you would have to go to the familiar realm, in saying that if the phoenix doesn't accept you then I have to take you there to go find one that will. Issei walked over to the phoenix's cage and opened it. The creature was calm and didn't attack, which was a good sign. Issei then put his hand over the creature. I, Issei Hudu, chose you to be my familiar, my most faithful servant. Do you accept to be my familiar? The phoenix made a squeaking sound and began to glow black. As it did, its form began to change. Suddenly it was standing upright and was taller than Azaxel. The glow vanished and the transformation was complete. The familiar was not only tall but was thin and had an average tone. What is my name, my lord? The familiar asked. I think I will call you Fang. Yes, your name Fang Hudu. I here grant you the power of the dragon and mark you as my familiar. Issei said. Fang nodded. Thank you, master. What are orders? Fang asked. First, learn to call me Issei. I don't you calling me master. We're friends, okay? Secondly, I need you to find this person. Contact me when you do. Issei handed the picture of Asia to Fang. Fang nodded. He then transformed back into a phoenix and then flew through a portal. Well done, now relax, you passed yet another test. Once you killed Rainier, I teach you how to use your magic and get better control over your familiar. Tat tat for now, Azaxel said before leaving himself. The next day, Issei had spent the rest of the night training, working on his body in the gym, and then when the sun began to rise he stuck some headphones in and listened to music before it got to about 10. At which point he decided to get some food, making more bacon buddy and eggs and soldiers that he wanted to eat. He was going to throw them in the bin like he normally do, but then he looked up, remembering about Rias and how he made her bedridden, so he decided to warm them up, then put them on a tray before taking them up to her. He knocked on the door. Rias gave a tried reply. Issei opened the door and entered. The next thing he saw made his face go bright red. He quickly closed his eyes. Rias was of course naked, but when Issei entered, Rias sat up and she let her boobs be on display. Rias, can you cover yourself? I can see your boobs. I can see your boobs. Oh sorry, there you go, Rias said, lifting up the covers. Issei risked opening his eyes and saw Rias' beauty. Even with bed head she was still beauty. Stop, Issei told himself. He then walked over to her, placed the food down and said, I made you something to eat. Here your book, I'll be going now. Issei practically ran out the room. His body was begging him to stay and enjoy the view, but his mind told him no, so he left. As he did, Rias stopped him. Issei, stay, I want to get to know you better. I mean, I can't get out of bed until ankle heals. Stay until my friends arrive, then come back in, with food of course. Issei took a breath and spoke, alright fine, just put a bra on at least. Rias smirked, pass them over, I can't get out of bed, I know, damn Gremory. Issei said the last bit was under his breath. He grabbed a random bra and a pair of panties and threw them at her and left. Back in a second, Rias got dressed and called Issei in. He entered, she patted the side of her bed and he came over and sat down. Thanks for watching guys, part 1. Hope you all enjoyed. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe.